welcome to Nassau, Bahamas. We're going to go do something today that probably not a lot of people on the cruise ship would actually go do. We're going to go find and experience the actual local side of Nassau. Welcome back to Millers in Motion. Before we get off the ship and head into the island, let's talk a little bit about the stigma of Nassau. Why do so many cruise ships stop here? Well, that's because a lot of the cruise ship industry in the U.S. their ships are registered in the Bahamas. And so by law, they're required to stop so many times. We're pausing for a moment. Technical difficulties. Okay, let's try that again. That's why so many of the cruise ships stop here. Now, Nassau has a ton of stuff to do. My personal recommendation would be to book an excursion either with your cruise line or one of the tour operators here, depending on what you want to do. Nassau has a lot of historic things. They actually have a pretty good seafood and food scene in the area. You just have to kind of get away from the port itself. In addition to that, you have Atlantis. So I'm going to go grab some quick breakfast. We're going to pop up on the upper deck and just take a quick look around before we get off the ship, because I'm a little surprised when we get off the ship. All right, we have popped up onto the top deck of the Norwegian Jade. As I'm up here, there's an MSC ship that's actually coming in. So in port today, at least at the moment, there's us, the brand new Carnival Celebration, which is a humongous brand new Carnival ship. Celebrity Equinox is kind of hiding back over there. And that is the port of Nassau. So it's changed quite a bit since I was here last. Not everything is brand new, but a lot of it's been redone and fixed up. The most significant change, if you can kind of see that big LED wall down there, is the port itself. So they've changed it, updated it, changed a whole bunch of things, and just made it to a point where it's significantly easier to move through it. It was so tight before, and they get a ton of ships here because of what we were talking about before. So this cruise port can get definitely pretty busy. I've seen as many as 6 cruise ships here at once, which obviously can be quite a few people. So they really needed an updated terminal, and that's what they've got now. And so I'm curious to see what's that's like and get down there. Okay, so fun fact. I came to the back of the ship just out of pure curiosity. I didn't know there was one behind us. So that's Carnival Sunrise. A little closer in size to Norwegian Jade, which is what we're on, but it is technically just a touch smaller, and I believe it's a little older as well. But, so there's 4 ships in port today with a 5th coming in. Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping that one of them might be a Disney ship just because I hadn't seen one in a long time. Womp womp. Okay, so here's the dork in me just kind of trying to figure stuff out. So everybody else pulled straight in, and I'm sure this has something to do with just how they have to bring the ships in. But they're making the MSC ship out there back in. So you can tell the maneuver they're doing right now is they are spinning the ship in one spot, and they're going to bring it in aft first. So essentially it'll be pointing back out. So when it's ready for it to go, they'll just essentially drop lines and pull straight out. I know like the Carnival ship right here will have to back out, do a similar maneuver, and then go. I don't know, because we're facing forward and this Carnival ship is facing forward that's behind us, what exactly they're going to have us do. Maybe we push off to the right then back out. I don't know. This is my brain trying to figure things out, and it can't. So, okay. It is about time. I'm going to start making my way down to the gangway, get through security, and then get out onto Nassau. And we're going to go explore some local spots today. All right, we have made it off of the ship, and we've made it through the terminal. I can tell you that with as many cruisers that are here, the new version versus the old version is so much more efficient. I'm curious. We're going to have to ask our friend kind of when that happened and all that good stuff. So now comes the fun part. Now we have to find our new friend. So I got to be on the lookout for him. All right, with the craziness of the cruise port, I didn't get to film a whole lot coming out. We will hit that on the way back in. But I have found paradise. So as far as what we're going to do in Nassau is we have connected with a new internet friend of ours that we were introduced to from Tim, our Disney vlogger friend. So thanks, Tim and Jen, for introducing us. And we're starting here, and I'm going to tell you right now, we are doing local things. We may hit a few commercial stuff along the way, but I'm at his disposal. I'm going to eat anything he tells me to eat. I'm going to do anything he tells me to do. So, with that being said, let's get going over on the island of Nassau and experience all the things you may not realize that you can do here. All right, well, thanks to our friends, the Trackers, who we love very, very much, we got introduced to Donzell.
It's me again. It's me again.
He's only pushed me down once over this little ledge right here. Just kidding. So, introduce yourself a little bit further than just your name, channel, all that good stuff, kind of what you do here on the island.
Yeah, so name is Donzell. I have a channel that I feature the Bahamas on called Easy Vision. He's mentioned the Trackers. They're friends of mine too. Anytime they come to Nassau, we get together, we collaborate. I show them around town, try to show them the best time that I can. Other than that, I do transportation services. I do production for radio. I do production for television. I do voiceovers for commercials. So it's a few different things that I'm caught up in. So I'm busy.
It's good to be busy.
Yeah, it's good to be busy.
So we're going to link all of his channel information, social media stuff, and if you want to get a hold of him to do any of the other things he does here on the island, I'm sure he'll send me a link for all that stuff as well.
Most definitely.
So if you like the stuff you see, which, I mean, I'll be honest, we've done one thing.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous because it's right there.
Yeah, beautiful beach.
Which we're going to pick up here in a second. And in his video, he mentioned this, so I figured it's probably a good thing. Typically, we would go in chronological orders, means I got off a ship at a cruise port.
Right.
We're not at a cruise port.
No. We're far from it right now. We're on the most eastern end of Nassau.
Okay.
At a place called Yamacraw Beach. And so we're going to take it from here, and then we're going to take it around the island and start heading west.
You know what I call that back in the States?
What's that? That van?
No, the DQ sign.
What's that?
So we affectionately call that a Texas stop sign.
So when you see that, you have to stop.
Yeah, get a blizzard.
Every time or just sometimes?
Well, that's also why Americans are the size we are too. So it's kind of a double-edged sword when you talk about this. So you do it enough, you lose a left foot. It's fine. All right, you ready for everybody's favorite segment?
What's that?
How much do you know about where you live? By the way, when I said everybody's favorite segment, I came up with this about 45 seconds ago, and it's the first time I've done it. All right, how many people roughly live on the island of Nassau? Is it the island of Nassau? Am I saying that right? Or is Nassau a city on the island of something I haven't said yet?
Okay, so I'm glad you asked the question. The island is actually called Providence.
Okay.
The city on this small island is known as Nassau. But for some reason over the years, people have...
It's kind of become...
Right, it's just become Nassau being the entire island.
Okay. That's probably from tourists, so sorry.
Yeah. And so, even most times when you land at the airport, you may hear a stewardess say, "Welcome to the island of Nassau," and it's actually Providence.
Right.
The airport isn't in Nassau. Isn't on the part of the island that's Nassau. But when you look at your tag for your bag,
it says Nassau.
It says NAS for Nassau. So that's just been.
One of those fun things that just kind of...
those fun things that you can't explain. So I just roll with it. I'm just, all right, we're in Nassau.
So I guess the correct terminology of where we are right now would be, we are in the city of Nassau on the island of Providence in the nation of the Bahamas.
Yeah, let's put it like that.
That was the fancy way to say it.
Yeah, now, for the initial question.
Yeah, sorry. ADHD for the win on my side.
That would be hard for me to answer because of how things have been on the island in the past few years. A lot of people have been moving in and out of the island for job purposes, work purposes. When there's an economic decline on any of the outer islands of the Bahamas, the other islands, people tend to flood here. A lot of the young people from those other islands come here to attend our university. So right now, I would not be able to give you a proper number when it comes to how many people are on this one island.
Okay.
Because things like I say, things move so quickly with people moving in and out, and out. And so when they do the next official census, then we'll have a proper.
It'll be accurate for about a month.
Yeah. So for that month, I'll have a proper real number for you guys to say, okay, this is how many people are in the island of Nassau right
There you
now.
go. So is the primary industry tourism?
Yes, our main industry right now is tourism.
What would be the secondary?
At one point in time, it was banking.
Okay.
So it still may be that. Right now, we're not big on. I don't think we're as big on export as we really should be, and so, unfortunately, exporting isn't really a big industry here at this moment. So
Okay.
I would have to say tourism and banking, because we still have the banking industry is still doing pretty okay.
Okay. All right, Donzell. Random question 387 of the day for you.
Shoot,
Do you have gas or petrol here?
gas,
Okay. Do you have gas and diesel, or is everything mostly gas?
gas and diesel.
Okay. If you had to guess the average price of a normal gasoline here, whatever you would put in your vehicle right now, what do you think it is?
Right now,
And I say right now, there's literally a gas station right there. We could probably just look.
yeah, right now gas is about a little over $5 a gallon.
Holy mother. And there's the one downside to being down here, I think, is because everything has to be shipped in,
Yes.
whereas the refineries in the U.S. are in the U.S., so they just have to be trucked.
Right.
So, because I don't know what diesel is here right now. My truck's a diesel truck back in Texas. I spent $3.40 on a gallon of diesel. And I think gas is a little cheaper right now. I think my wife in her truck, which is a gasser, she put, I want to say it was like $2.20 or $2.10.
Yeah, man, I miss those days. I miss those days when you could put $20 in a vehicle and it's full.
Yeah.
And you're good for the week. Now $20 will barely get you to the half mark in the vehicle.
So what terrifies me is if my truck existed here, so I have a 45-gallon tank in my truck, and I have an external 55-gallon tank in my truck.
Yeah, you're looking at about $120.
So
to
I've got 95 gallons, or no, I've got 100 gallons of fuel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I take a mortgage out here.
Yeah, you're looking at about $120 to fill your car, maybe more. This is the most southern part of the island, and you run into water because we're surrounded by water. That's what an archipelago is all about. So I brought Ryan down here so he can see the most southern tip of the island. I told him earlier in the video that up to maybe 10 to 15% of visitors to the island would actually get to see this part of the island when they visit.
Which is insane because it's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. It's very beautiful out here.
Now, with that being said, locals probably love it the way it is.
Oh yeah, just as you can see,
You have your spot. Yeah.
People having lunch and just chilling, looking at the water. Some people out there swimming.
You have your spot. We have ours.
Yeah.
I will say though, as soon as you said South Beach, I was like, Pitbull, where is he? Mr. 305? No? Oh, okay.
No, this is the better South Beach.
It really is. That South Beach is annoying.
Yeah.
If you've ever been to South Beach, well, for starters, I don't have a South Beach body.
Right.
I'm very out of place. If you see like a light beam on the beach, that's me. I'm just reflecting the sun.
Yeah, but this is the most southern point. Not much people get to see this part of the island, and so just to give an appreciation for what it is, I brought Ryan down here so that he can see it. So now when he goes back, he can say that he is amongst that 10 to 15%.
All right, man. You've pulled off on the side of the road. You got a little too excited about this one. Kind of just whipped it over there.
Yeah.
What are you making me try now?
Okay, so Ryan's going to try something called Guava Duff. It is what I call the staple dessert of the Bahamas because it's the most, I guess you could say, well-loved dessert of the Bahamas, featuring one of the most naturally sweetest fruits called the guava. So we can go inside and we're going to let Ryan try that, and then he'll let you know what he thinks.
So, like we were talking about there, we are at a place called the New Duff, and we are going to try Guava Duff. Well, I'm trying Guava Duff. You've had Guava Duff. And then tea. But, the last time I had tea, it didn't go real well, so we'll see about that. All right. We're going to do the Guava Duff first because that's what this stuff is for. So what is this texture supposed to be like?
Say again?
What is this texture supposed to be like?
It's going to give you like a bready type texture.
Okay. Ooh.
Is this like a shot situation, or is this?
Hey,
They break this up?
you can break it up. You can take it as a shot if you want to.
How would you do it as a local?
I broke mine up.
Do as the locals do is what I normally go with. So I can at least cut it in half. Oh, it's monkey bread. In the States, we have something called, except for the guava.
Right. So that's what it gives you the feeling
It's
of.
the texture of monkey bread.
Okay.
It's got cinnamon in there too.
I think there's a little bit of cinnamon in that.
That's phenomenal.
I've never made it. I've just eaten it all my life.
Know
So
your lane, stay in it.
Yeah. So
I'm an eater, not a baker.
that full ingredient thing, I won't be able to help you with.
So that was guava duff. I'm not gonna lie. I had to resist the urge to ordering a tray of that, and the only reason I didn't is because I know I can't take that back on the ship. And if I ate that much in one setting, I would also learn how their medical system works here. and as much as I'm sure it's great, I would rather not test that today. So next up, we're gonna go grab a quick bite to eat for lunch at a local place. Did you say the name of it yet?
We're going to the fish farm. We're going to pick a restaurant while we're there.
Oh, so this is like almost like a food truck situation.
But actually a food village.
I love the idea of like a food truck thing, but food village sounds so much better. To me, it just sounds like there's more stuff and better stuff.
So as you look around, all you can see is restaurants and bars.
Yeah. Oh, we're in it.
Yeah, we're here.
It's much bigger. Like a food truck thing in the States too is like, a parking lot. This is like a little town of food. It's got to smell really good here on like a Friday night.
Oh yeah. Every night actually.
Yeah, well. All right, we have made it to the big yard at the fish fry. So this is Donzell's recommended spot for Bahamian fish. Cuisine's food. I don't know how I don't even want to say fish food. That sounds like I'm feeding fish. Cuisine. Seafood. So here's the things. We did some grouper fingers, which are, it's fried grouper. It's just more of a snack size thing versus a full entree because I'm getting full. But we also ordered conch fritters. Now, in an earlier video, we were in Key West, and we did those conch fritters with the DeLacy family. Apparently, based on the texture I described to Donzell, that is not the texture they were supposed to be. So I feel like I may have gotten screwed in Key West.
You did.
So you're saying the Bahamas is better than Key West?
Don't ever eat conch fritters anywhere but the Bahamas. Ever.
So we're going to try conch fritters, the real version now.
Conch fritters.
Talk me. And you said, let's go get some conch fritters. I said, fried stuff. Heck yeah.
He was telling his horror story of eating conch fritters in Key West, was it?
Wow, you're being overdramatic.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't a horror story. They were just kind of like pellets.
Goes ahead and it's conch fritters anywhere but the Bahamas.
The guy that's never had conch fritters before, that's who.
So he's trying conch fritters right now, and he's doing it for his channel also.
Cheers.
Let's see his reaction.
Nothing like the other ones.
He's saying there's nothing like the other ones he had. I told him, I said, don't you be eating conch fritters anywhere but the Bahamas. That is a crime.
Hey,
These are real conch fritters.
you don't even. Okay, for starters, I can't taste the conch. So I did because I bit into one right there, and I couldn't tell it was in there. Whereas the other ones, oh, my camera's gone wonky. But the other ones I had, the conch fritters, I guess they're just overcooked or not the right kind, or something happened in transportation that they got super rubbery and almost like little rubber pellets. These, you slide right through them. Wow, that was weird. I shouldn't say that. They're so soft on the inside, which means they're not overcooked, that you bite right through them with no resistance. Whereas the other ones, you would pull the whole piece of conch out when you ate it, and then you have to chew that down some more after all the breading and the fried stuff from the fritter was gone. But that's not a grouper finger. That looks like a grouper side of his body.
Yeah, it's big. It's pretty big.
I thought a chicken tender was big. That's bigger than a chicken tender in Texas. All right. First, right, just eat it plain the first time, or what do you want to? What do you think?
We could try it plain the first time.
And then then try the tartar sauce, maybe a little hot sauce. This is the plain version. We are back on the ship. I am incredibly full and incredibly tired. Man, this has been a fun trip. We still have one video coming. Well, I guess technically right now you still have two videos coming.
But we are starting to wrap up our time on board the ship. So before we go, I wanted to show you around a little bit, and then I wanted to show you the actual experience of getting off the ship. Not everybody shares that. And then we have a little bit of a travel day to get back, and I also want to share later today, after I can kind of organize my thoughts and stop being full from all the food, some of our thoughts on not only a solo cruise, but an expensive solo cruise. I know I promised that way back in video 1. We're going to do that now in video like 5 or 6. Thank you guys so much for watching this week. Can't wait to see you guys here next week. We'll see you then. Bye, Mom.